Hello, hello. Welcome to Tuesday Tea Time. I actually made it on a Tuesday this week. I am staying with a friend in The Hague in the Netherlands. It's my first time ever coming to the Netherlands, so I've got a couple of clinics coming up, and I thought tonight, for any of you who are watching and for all of you who catch up on this video in the future when I post it on YouTube or Patreon, I thought I would give a little bit of a hint or a teaser about some new stuff that I'm teaching in my clinics. I teach the same thing in every clinic, and I have been doing this for about 5 years now. So for 5 years, I have taught the same theories of flow and harmony and how to develop a closer bond with your horse in a way that the horse volunteers for. And it's really pretty simple. It's not rocket science. It's more of an art form than a science. And it is the same every time. So why would people come back to my clinics over and over? Well, the reason people come back to my clinics is because I keep coming up with better ways to describe what I do. I keep coming up with better ways to talk about the feel and the timing of when we're in harmony with the horse and how we're in harmony with the horse and when we choose not to be in harmony with the horse. All of these are choices that we can make that impact how much the horse wants to be with us. So I've added a new piece to my clinics over the last, I think 4 clinics I've done, and I'm really enjoying the learning impact it's having for a lot of my students. Oh, hi Cindy, I'm glad you're here. Yes, here at the live stream, Tuesday at noon, for once at the real time. So, as I was saying, in my clinics, I've been teaching a new thing. It's the same thing. It's the same exercise I've been teaching, but I've been teaching a new way of looking at it, which takes into account the attachment styles of the horse and the human. Now, there's a lot of studies about attachment styles for humans, but it's fairly new that we're starting to think about this in our interspecies relationships between horses and humans. So how do we notice? Does a horse have a tendency to attach in a more anxious way, or a more avoidant way, or in a disorganized way, or in a very secure way? And then what do we do about that? How do we take that reality of the situation and then shape it so that the horse becomes a better and better version of themselves? I will look forward to seeing you, Lawrence, for the next 45 years. Absolutely. And hopefully I'll keep coming up with new ways of explaining the same thing. It's very simple work, but it's profoundly deep. And the better we understand it, the better feel and timing we're going to have in the way that we interact with the horses. So one of those theories is that idea of attachment styles. When we know what our horse's attachment style is, we can choose our actions more carefully around the horse in a way that really does nurture them into being the best version of themselves possible. So if the horse is more anxious, what that means is that they trust others to help them feel better, but they really don't trust themselves to be able to feel better. And so the way you're going to see that is that horse keeps trying to get close and spend more time close to their horse friends, their human friends, etc. And so when you have that anxious attachment system, those are horses that are really likely to run over you if you're not careful. Those are horses that are, they're constantly trying to get closer. And that's really nice. I mean, let's face it, we love our horses. We want them to get closer. But how do we do it in a way that is healthy for the horse and safe for them, that makes them feel increasingly more secure instead of increasingly more anxious? Hi, Annie. I'm glad you're here. Hi, Pilar. That's wonderful. I'm glad I got to meet you at Tanit's in Vermont. It's so much fun. I feel like I have this big family around the world. So, for all of you who have gotten to be at my last couple of clinics and talked about attachment styles, you have sort of an idea of where I'm going with this. It changes our feel and our timing when we can see what patterns the horse already has and how we might help them be a better version of themselves. Those avoidant horses, they really trust themselves a lot and they don't need anybody else. They have a tendency to just wander away. They're not really trying to go into flight. They're not trying to get rid of you. They just don't need you. And that can be actually really hard on the human ego. But they have equally good things to teach us. And there's a lot of benefits that come along with that avoidant personality. But our goal would be, how do we help them become more secure? How do we help nurture them into being a horse that's not anxious and not avoidant? And then, of course, you have the disorganized horses, which are both anxious and avoidant. They can't decide which. Do they want to be closer to you? Do they want to be farther away from you? They can't decide. And those are the horses that really have a low trust in everybody. And we have to do a mixture of things with them. So, hey, Kate, I'm glad that you enjoyed that at the UK clinic. So I'm going to keep thinking about this. I'm going to keep talking about it. It'll probably come up in my Patreon videos coming up over the next months, weeks, years. It really seems like a useful theory. So you're going to be hearing about it more and more. And I'm always looking for new ways to talk about this, new ways to discuss these ideas. We all want harmony with our horses. We all want to do a wider and wider variety of things with our horses. How do we do that in a way that feels good to both the horse and the human? It's my research project, and thank you to all of you who are studying right along with me. And I'll look forward to seeing you at Tuesday tea time next week. If you have a subject you'd like me to talk about, please let me know in the comments or drop me an email. I'm always looking for good ideas. I try and have some sort of a story that goes along with it, although I didn't this week. I try and make it personal so that this is really, I'm sharing my journey with all of you over tea. And the theories are good, but the stories are better. So thank you, everyone, and I will look forward to tea time next week. Hopefully I'll have a better story for you for next time's tea time.